Today we are doing a monthly market recap of the 2 markets that I did this month. Hey, it's Tammy, Crafty Mompreneur. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not, well, welcome back. I decided to do it this way because I think with all the other videos I have coming out during the month, I just wanted to combine them to one video. How this video is going to work, I am just going to run through my top 8. My top 8 sellers from both the markets combined. So I'll break it down by market as well. So I'll share those with you, and then we will talk about things that I thought would sell that didn't. And then we're gonna just segue into my market plans for November and some of the things that I want to get made for that, because I still have quite a bit of inventory. So I don't have like a ton of inventory that I feel like I need to make, but I do want to make some of the smaller things, and then there's a couple new patterns that I want to try as well. So I did make myself a list of things that I want to get made before my next market. And my next market isn't until November 8th. So I have, a good solid 2 weeks to work on some of these things. So I feel like I can get what I want accomplished in that time frame, I think. So I wanted to first talk about my setup, because I did try a new setup for my first market of the month. My daughter was the one who actually sent me a TikTok, I think, of somebody that said doing the Z layout is the best for flow of traffic and things like that. So I was like, I'm gonna give that a go, because she was actually doing the market with me. And so this is kind of what the booth setup looked like. I put a 4-foot table in the front, 6-foot table that I had went vertically, and then I put another 4-foot table coming off of the side of the 6-foot. And then on the opposite wall, I had a grid wall where I hung my snugglers, and then I had a couple little shelves that are collapsible, and then I had a little tiered stand at the front that had the $5, $8, and $10 items in it. And so that is basically my setup. And I will say, at first I thought it was going to be a little bit cramped, but it actually worked out pretty well. We had one space where we could get in and out from behind the table. And then I set up my grid walls, display pieces on the 6-foot table, and it just worked. And then I have my keychains on, it's a 90-degree angle. And then I have space for my market bags and other things. So that is basically the setup. And I will say that I actually do like it. And I ended up doing it again for the second market of the month. And I will say that I ended up investing in some more durable grid walls. It came as a recommendation from one of my friends that does sewing stuff. She uses them, and they were a lot more steady. And then because I was hanging snugglers on them, I also wanted to secure them to my tent. So I bought like D-hooks, D-clips, I can't remember what they're called. And then we attached it to my tent so that it would be secure, and if a little kid grabbed a snuggler or something off of the grid wall, it wouldn't fall over. And I thought that was like a genius idea that I got from her. I will say it's a ton more secure and sturdy, and I love it. If you can make the Z work for you with the tables that you have, I do recommend that, but a U shape, worked fine for us too. Now let's talk about bestsellers. Now I'm gonna preface this by saying that I think that my bestseller was keychains, for the simple fact that they are up front and center, like they're on the front table, and I did have quite a few of them, and they're only $7. So for that, I feel like, it's kind of a no-brainer, and there really wasn't one particular kind that sold out. So it was just like onesie twosies, but I did end up selling 15 total between the 2 markets, 10 at the first market and 5 at the second. Coming in second were the little puppies in the dog beds. This, I did do a puppy certificate, and here's kind of what the setup looked like. And then I have a little sign that said puppy adoptions, and I did sell 5 of those at my first market, but I didn't sell any at my second market, which I thought was kind of funny because I put them in the same setup, but about halfway through, when none of them were selling, I moved them and kind of shifted things around and put them at the very front, but still didn't sell any of them my second market. And really, I think that just goes to show that you really just never know. Like, every market crowd is different. And so I don't have to make any more of those for my next market because I think I still have like 9 or something of them. But it still was a bestseller, tied with 2 other things that I sold 5 of between the 2 markets. The first one being the Itty Bitty Snakes from Saucy Puffin Crafts, which between the 2 markets I sold 5, 4 at the first, 1 at the second. And then Minions, the little pocket Minions, I also sold 5. 4 at the first, 1 at the second, for a total of 5. If you can tell, I made a lot more money at my first market than my second, but it is what it is. Things that I sold 4 of, the first one was the candy corn with the little jelly cat legs. I sold a total of 4 of those, 3 at the first market, and I had only made 1 at the second, but sold it. And then these little like stingrays that everybody makes, I sold a total of 4 of these, 2 at each market. And then the little ghosts that I made from the Crochet Carpenter, sold 4 of those, 2 at the first, 2 at the second. And then the last thing that I sold 4 of, I'm pretty sure it was 4 total, were snugglers. I think I sold a Della duck, I sold bear in overalls, I sold a possum, the possum snuggler from All From Jade, and then what was the last? Hold on, the last snuggler, oh, the otter. I sold the little otter with the big eyes. So 4 snugglers. So if you look at the prices of all of those, what I earned the most money on is still the puppy and dog beds, because I think my snugglers were only the $30 ones, and I sold 4 of those. And then the dog and the dog beds, I'm charging $28, and I sold 5. So price-wise, I think the puppies and the dog beds still made me the most money out of everything, because keychains I sell for $7. Anyways, those are my top sellers. And then it was just a lot of just like one-offs. It's hard for me to really say like I have bestsellers when I have just so many one-offs of things. Now, the highest priced items that I had is Anchor the Octopus. I had a couple of people ask about it, but no one bought it. It's $150. I also have the Splooting Dragon from Snugglebeans Crochet that I made, and I have it for $80, and it got picked up a couple times, but no one bought it. And so the most expensive thing that I sold at the markets in October was 2 $40 items and a $35 item. One was the Splooting Unicorn from Snugglebeans Crochet. The other was a little bunny in overalls that sold for $40. And then the otter was $35. So those were my most expensive things that I sold. But the things that I thought I would sell that I did not were the Demigorgons. I didn't sell either of the 2 of ones that I had at either market. Maybe as the time gets closer to the Stranger Things last season starts in December or something. So maybe when it gets closer, someone will buy those. But I do have 2 of them. So I guess we'll see what happens to them in November. Mystery boxes, I only sold 1. So I think I still have 11 of those, so I don't need to make those. I guess that's it as far as things that I thought would sell that didn't. My little critters, Poggy's Place critters, I think I sold maybe 1 at each market, 1 or 2. I sold the red panda and the regular panda. So I did sell 2 of those. Now you probably want to know exactly how much I made, and that's fair. So at my first market, I sold 63 items for a total of $782.50. And at the second market, I sold 36 items for $486. So my total for the month of October for markets is $1,268, which I am super happy with. I have a goal to make $1,000 a month with markets, and I surpassed it, and so I'm super happy about that. And I think as we get closer to Christmas, I mean, I feel like it'll be okay. I think I'm pretty safe to be able to make that much. Like, the market we have in November is one here at a local church school that we've done several years in a row, and I want to say the first year was about a $700 market, and the second was about $5 something. And then I have the one that I did at the beginning of the month. So I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to do $1,000 again for November. So we shall see with my market recap in November. Okay, now let's talk briefly, because time is of the essence here. I'm recording so late today because my daughter came from college. She's meeting up with her friend, and so she was here during the day, so I wanted to visit with her. So this is being recorded kind of late today. So I will be editing like crazy Friday morning, but it's all good. So some plans that I have for what I want to make for my November markets. I didn't go through my whole inventory or anything like that. I kind of just went off of my inventory sheets and things and what sold and what I want to restock. And the first is obviously keychains. I want to make sure I have a good assortment of keychains with at least 2 or 3 of each one, so that all my pegs are full of, you know, however many pegs I have on my display. I can't remember how many it is. So I'm planning to do a market prep challenge video where I just make keychains for X number of time. It may be like a 2-day challenge or something like that to see how many keychains I can get restocked, because that's my number one priority, because it is the thing that I sold the most of. The next is some Christmas items, because these are the markets leading up to Christmas. So I'm gonna have a little Christmas like display. And I think what I want to restock is these are little Christmas pipsqueaks from, I'll put it on the screen. It's been so long since I've made these, but they are super cute. There's a little Santa also. I'm not sure if I'll make the Santa. If I remember, the Santa was a little bit challenging to make, but these are, this is a super cute little pattern. And so I think I want to make these because I do embroider the eyes on them so that they're baby safe, and they're just a cute little like make for Christmas. I think I was charging $20 for these, so because of the embroidered eyes. And what I think I want to do is I have these 3 kind of little princess dolls left. I've sold all the other ones, but I kind of just want to make these with embroidered eyes because the majority of people that have picked them up were wanting them for a child 3 and under. And so I couldn't sell them to them. And so I feel like I want to take the eyes out of these and embroider the eyes on these 3. And then take them to my next market, because my next market is at a church and school, and I know they have a lot of little kids there, and so that's on my list of things to do. There are some snugglers that I want to restock, and those include Adela Duck, the opossum snuggler, the strawberry cow. I want to get a strawberry cow made. Yeah, so that's good for snugglers. And then I want to make some more of some bees. I have like 0 bees left, so I need to make some bees. I want to make, I haven't been selling any loaf cats. So I don't know if like loaf cats are a thing of the past, but I did sell my 2 little noodles, the kitten noodles. And so I want to make a couple more of those little kittens with embroidered eyes, because I feel like those are a good little like thing for little kids to hold on to. And then Robin's Cookie Mouse with knotting hook crochet, because I did sell that. She also was making, Robin was also making these little Ninja Turtles that I bought the pattern for. So I want to make those. I want to make chicks and hats because I don't have any, and I remember those doing well. The spider pattern, I did end up buying the little spider pattern. So even though it's not close to Halloween, I feel like spiders are a good little make, and I wanted to try that pattern. I also want to make a little Grinch. I have the little Poggy's Place Grinch sold every time I made it. So I do want to make some more of those. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of, things that I need to make over the next 2 weeks. I do plan on having a what I crocheted in October, the first week of November, that will be out. So any of this stuff that I get crocheted will be in that video. I feel like this is kind of like just a rambling talking video. I thought I would give you guys a sneak peek of a big project that I'm working on. And not for any other reason other than I want to make them. I just saw them and I was like, I don't have to market prep this week, so I want to make something fun. And so I decided I was going to make all the little splooting Winnie the Pooh characters from Snugglebeans Crochet. So I went and I had 3 of the patterns already to make the mods for it that Cat Magic 19, I think, has. And also Chronically Abby is the other one that's that made a mod, a Winnie the Pooh mod for the Snugglebeans Crochet, little splooting animals. And so I have 2 of them to show you in this video just because they're so cute. And I think I have 2 more heads already done. So there's going to be 7 of them by the time I'm done. My goal is to get them done this weekend, like by the end of the weekend, so then I can start market prepping on Monday. But here's the first one. It's Little Pooh, or you just use the bear pattern, and then it's basically just color changes that you do. And it's so cute. Look at him. He's so cute. I'm currently working on Tigger right now, and there is a lot of color changes in Tigger. I actually had to set it aside and start working on the little Roo because there were so many color changes. But I finished Pooh, and I think this one might be a favorite because I don't know, it's so cute. But here's Eeyore. So the Eeyore one is a little bit different because you do color changes for the chest and under the arms, because that's just how he is. And then you have the 2 ears that she gives you the pattern for, and this is just, you make both sides and then you crochet them together. And then I will say that this, I forgot about the whole trick about doing the front loops. So my belly patch, it looks good on camera, but I had to clean up some of the edges. And then you got to make the little tail with the bow. It's really cute. These are the 2. So here's the 2 that I wanted to show in this video. Is just kind of a sneak peek of what's to come. It's been so fun to just work on something that wasn't market prep and just something that I just wanted to crochet. So I will take these to my markets in November, and hopefully they will all find their forever homes. I am going to charge $40 for these simply because I make them out of Burnette blanket, and so they are a decent size. And I got $40 for the unicorn, the splooting unicorn that I made, and because it was also made out of Burnette blanket and I think the Big Twist plush maybe, or Burnette blanket, I don't know, but it was a decent size. And see how big it is? It's like a little cutie pie. I thought these were the 2 cutest ones that I've made. That's why I picked these 2 to show you, because I think they're the cutest so far. So I think that is really all of the recap for the market that I have for you. And I did just want to briefly mention that I am opening a school community, and I'm going to have it available for November 1st. If you're a member of my channel, you're going to get access to that school community for free. So in that community, it's just going to be an easier place to like connect and for me to share files and things like that I want to share with you guys. That it's really hard to do, like just posting on the community tab here on YouTube. And for anyone that's not a YouTube member and just, you know, doesn't watch YouTube and doesn't know anything about channel memberships, and just finds me through other, you know, avenues, whether it's on my Linktree or Instagram or wherever, you know, if they're not a YouTuber, you know, someone who watches YouTube, the price for the group is $5 a month. There has been some confusion on the YouTube platform with regards to how much my YouTube membership is, and it is $2.99. But whenever you are on your mobile device, it appears that when you click the join button on my channel, it takes you to a page that says it's $3.99. So if you're seeing $3.99, don't pay that. Go to my profile and use a link either in one of my description boxes or somewhere else. Don't click the join button where it says $3.99. I've submitted a like a ticket to YouTube to have them fix it, but I have no idea how much stuff like that or how long stuff like that takes for them to fix. So YouTube, my YouTube membership is $2.99. I will put a link to it in the description box that takes you to the right page if you want to join it. Again, you don't have to, but you will get access to the school community, and starting November 1st. And in that community is where I'm going to be sharing like PDFs that I use for my markets. So I'm going to be putting this adoption certificate. I'm going to take my logo off and provide you with the template to be able to, you know, print your own little certificate. I'm going to have a whole section in there of like other printables that I've made over the years when I was, I'm also going to be putting my PDFs of my YouTube tutorials. The other things that I'm going to include in the group are basics on how to use Canva, how I make my YouTube cover photos, other things that I use for my business. Like this is just a way for me to provide documents and things like that for you guys. So look for more information to be coming about the school community. I mean, that was one of the things that I really like miss about what I used to do, and is having that community of people and being able to interact with people in outside, you know, just of you guys watching my videos. So, I am working on that, and we'll start putting YouTube members in there starting on November 1st. So more details to come on that as we get closer. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh wait, I needed to talk about my setup. Rewind. What I'm up to for plans for markets.